Mind and anyone else who'd care to comment?
I feel sorry for him
Why is that?
Why?
because he is human.
How do you find the humanity at a time like this when he did so much to your family?
I think we all have human in us. There's just a difference in us.
Tony, what did your mom say?
That's between us.
Okay.
Tony, this has been such a long, awful road for you all. I'm sure you're feeling a lot of emotions, but can you give us any sense of what you're feeling just right now?
A little bit of peace. We still have a long road to go. We'll get there because we are family.
Are you hoping that this now will put pressure on Billy to plead guilty?
We can only hope.
Yeah.
What would you share some thoughts about your loved ones that sadly are no longer with us because we concentrated so much on the legal proceedings? I can't even fathom. Just take a moment to talk about your loved ones.
They were human beings. Yeah. They were human beings. They're gone. Nothing we can do on this earth will ever bring them back.
Sounds like you have hope and faith that maybe you'll be reunited one day.
Well, there is a judge and a jury on this earth, but there is a God. You got to believe in somebody.
George
Were you
Wagner
surprised
won't
that all
likely.
22 counts came back guilty?
Does the family have
We
a
are glad
reaction?
that it did come back, but you have to realize George Wagner is human. They just didn't show it on that night.
George Wagner won't face the death penalty. How do you feel about that?
Of some of the things that were happening and some of the things that they said about your family that came out during this trial.
Well, I think we all say things that we shouldn't say in life, and you just have to find a way to step around it and find the innocent, side of everybody.
Tony, I'm not going to mention the names of the children because that's personal to you and that's been my tact. But the world has been watching this, praying that, the granddaughter is, your loved one is well. What can you tell us about that situation?
She is very well being taken care of.
She's turned 9 years old, right, Tony? What would you say to George Wagner for? What message do you have to him?
It should have never happened. Should have never
Right.
happened.
Never.
If he really loved his child, it should have never happened.
And he said he loved
Tony,
Hannah
you guys
too.
have been in almost every one of these for 4 years now that we've been here.
Yes.
I guess how have you gotten through coming here to each of these hearings and sitting there and watching?
It's family. If you have family support, you
What
can
you
make
do.
it.
We hang on to each other. That's right.
Yes.
He won't face the death penalty. How do you feel about that?
Tony,
That's a tough one.
Yep.
I can't answer that.
Sorry,
when
given
Jake
what-
testified earlier in the trial, apparently he looked at the family and said, "I'm sorry." What was your reaction to that?
Sorry for what? For being not human? Fell on deaf ears.
how difficult, Tony, was it for you all to sit there and watch him talk about this in such a cavalier fashion?
I believe you can answer that yourself. You was there. Most of you was there.
Talk about Geneva a little bit. Been through this, been through a lot. How's she doing now? How's she coping?
That's the rock.
She's holding up great.
That's the rock.
She's awesome.
She's the one got us this far.
Yep.
Tony,
Her and Judy.
Tony, what's something
And-
that gives you hope right now?
Andrea.
Yeah. The question: what's something that gives you hope right now? What gives you hope right now?
We're one step closer.
Tony, what's in your heart right now?
A little bit of peace. A little bit of peace.
What do you mean one step closer, Tony? One step closer. Meaning there's one more to go, Billy Wagner? Or what?
Well, we have to do that. We have to do that. I think as a victim, you have to take those steps. You all know that.
I think as we all listen to you, I have a sense that you're just gracious. You just seem like a very peaceful, gracious person.
That's just who he is.
Yeah. Which
He's
I think
the
is a lot
reasonable
more
one of
than
us.
a lot of us could say from a lot of people we know.
Like I said, a lot of it is your upbringing and the people around you and family that you believe in. And if you have that, you can be at peace.
This is really our first chance to hear from you, and the whole family is so enormous for any of us to get our minds around what happened. That's the reality. But you're living it. Do you, as we Christmas, will you just be able to kind of be still a little bit more easily and You've lost so much. I can't even fathom. So nobody can. But you're living this nightmare. What is that like?
We just want to be left alone and enjoy our family during the holidays, which is
Might
what
you say
everybody
at
wants to do.
Might you say anything about the investigation and the prosecution team? It seems as though there was a bond there.
They all done a wonderful job. We'd never be here without them.
They've done a great job.
It's been 6.5 years
Yes.
with them, so we are
Yes.
very close.
What would you like
And
to say?
most of you have been around them too.
What would you like to say to the jury?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's
It's a tough burden.
Yeah.
None of us can say what they dealt with.
What does the day
Tough
mean to
burden.
Chris Sr., to Dana, to Hannah, to Chris Jr., to Gary, to Kenneth, Frank?
A little bit of peace. A little bit of peace.
They can rest in peace.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Got one more to go, right?
So one more to go.
Tony, just really, I was surprised, maybe not surprised, but you guys are very gracious. You're talking about you have humanity, you're a human, that George is a human. Where does that come from? You said upbringing.
The lady that's standing in that building. That's where it comes from.
Your mom.
She's wrong.
Because it'd be real easy to be just mad and angry and everything else. And I don't sense that, you all have that in your hearts. And that's
You
incredible.
didn't see that.
Yeah.
You didn't see that.
You've been very stoic and just handle it as it comes, right?
Yes.
You've also
How
been
many
incredibly
days?
patient. Where does that come from?
You learn to be patient.
What's the alternative?
You have to believe in somebody. You know, I mean, if you don't believe in the people that's trying to prosecute this, you have to believe in somebody.
Well, let's ask to that point, and we won't belabor it. I know you guys you'll be done with this, but to Chris's point, walk us back for a minute because everyone wanted. I did a story about the Mexican cartel doing it, in in Cincinnati, wondering what had happened. What was it like those first couple of years before the arrest, where you just had no idea, presumably?
It's like if you would go rabbit hunting. You know, sometimes a rabbit will run in a hole and then he'll jump back out and run again, and that's what the investigators were doing.
Yeah.
So it was very frustrating. But you have to believe.
Tony, what happened tonight for the family? Just talk about tonight. What happened tonight? What do you guys do tonight?
Where's the party?
We're gonna go home. We're gonna go home. Enjoy our family.
Yep.
All
We'll sleep
your
a little
entire
easier
family?
tonight.
Entire family?
We're gonna go home and enjoy our family.
And sleep a little easier,
There's
like
one
you
thing
said.
that we don't take for granted anymore is we love the ones we got and never let go because you never know your last day.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Tony. Yes, sir.